your previous body of work never really showcased this high energy action that this kind of movie had. And so when you took on the job, was there any trepidation on your part to be like, or is this a challenge, that like one of those overcoming your fears kind of experiences?
Yeah, it's definitely been sort of more of a challenge and overcoming my fear to do something like that. But and it's an incredible pressure you're under, because the Casino was the most successful Bond ever. The expectations are huge, and suddenly you're taking on the movie which is sort of the follow-up to that success, and you constantly feel that pressure every day you go to work, but you have to kind of sort of channel your vision, and that's all you want to focus on.
The action sequences are very intricate, and I'm wondering, as a filmmaker then, when you were preparing for these things, were they kind of mapped out for you, like on storyboards, or were these things that they were always in your head and you knew exactly how these shots were going to be?
No, it's a sort of, I started with the sort of idea I wanted to put the action sequences sort of in four elements: fire, air, water, and earth, and place them there. And also I felt it was important to, if I have action sequences, that they sort of move the plot forward, that they basically like bring, for instance, between Daniel and Olga, Bond and Camille, the sequence in the boat or the plane, that they bring the characters closer together or move them forward. There's always a story element to them. And then I basically started slowly to map them out, and some of it worked with my second unit director, so we both on the same page, and we both were sort of were knowing what we're going for, and that was sort of the process.
Now, would you call this your most difficult kind of film to make so far in your career, or was this kind of in the end?
No, I believe Kite Runner was the most difficult film to make in my career, and this was almost like, I wouldn't call it a vacation in comparison, but it was definitely, there was an enormous amount of pressure, but at the same time you had the producerial support for my vision. So, and that's really important if you work on a project of that size, that you always have the support from your cast and your producers to really push it through.
Having an actor like Daniel then, who has such a great kind of history of being a really good actor, and yet here he is kind of redefining what an action almost hero is kind of like. Was it interesting to work with him, and did you guys like match with the kind of ideas that you had with the film?
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed working with Daniel, and we both come from independent cinema, and we both have similar sensitivities, so we were great collaborators, and I knew only if I would really connect with Daniel, I could make the best film possible, and that what happened, and because of Daniel, I actually accepted to direct this movie.
Looking at this poster, and I've told the other actors too, what's amazing is the old Bond girl used to kind of drape the Bond character, and in this place she's not even looking at him, and so was that a nice approach, like in the sense like having this woman almost being equal to him, or even being equal to him?
Was important for me, because in the last movie Bond loses the love of his life, so you can't have him fall in love again, so I wanted to create this character as sort of like a mirror image to him, and Camille was that perfect sort of character who's on like sort of an assassin and a revenge trip on her own, and sort of there was because of that mirror image, you get sort of a glimpse of who Bond really is, because he's so guarded and protected, but you still want to feel sort of a connective emotional tissue underneath that.
Is there any levity on a shoot like this? Is there any moments where maybe there's a running joke, or was there any like kind of gags that?
Oh, there are plenty of jokes. I mean, like there's like funny moments happening all the time. For instance, like there's a moment where the stunt double of Olga, like the General Medrano, throws her into the table, and suddenly, he throws the stunt double into the table, and as he throws her, he still has the wig in his hand, and he looks at the wig and he just throws the wig behind the stunt double, and it was like this hilarious moment, stunt double on the table, the wig is still in his hand, he looks at the wig and and the wig follows, so it was very funny.
At least he was still in character.
Oh yes,
that's amazing.
But these kind of stories are happening every day.
Now, after a film like this, do you want to go back to making a small film? Is that kind of the you like just want to do a piece where they're in a room talking for like 2 hours maybe?
Yeah, I think I'm going to switch genres again and do something smaller.
We're looking forward to it. Thank you very much. It's really nice talking to you.
Okay.
Thank you.